Brian, are you sitting next to a warm, toasty fire watching it snow? As it's 85 degrees down here today. I need some stuffing. Might work. Hello, BBC, on the river, live from the river. I hear you. Why aren't you on the boat? Because I haven't worked in 2 weeks. So here I am. This is the first day I've gotten to actually come to the shop. Not babysitting kids and not down in Disney World. So I'm behind. I've still got more of these to send out that were ordered on Halloween. But I had to keep the kids yesterday. Bean had to go to school, and the baby didn't go to school, so I had to keep her at home. And yeah. What's up, John? Disney was pretty fun. I can say the last time I went was in 2002 when I was a senior in high school, and it's changed. But like from the first time I went till high school, because we went in middle school, in 8th grade, went in high school, and I went when I was a kid. So I've been 3 times. And even as a senior in high school, it didn't seem like a theme park. Like it just seemed like this magical place. Well, I can tell you, when you have kids and you're 40 and you go to Disney World, it looks a lot like a theme park. A beer, I think they were anywhere from, I think they had $8 beer to like $14 beer. I didn't drink a single beer. I did drink a couple $5 Cokes though. Yeah. But it was fun. Kids had fun. We did the not so scary Halloween party where you go at night and you go trick or treating at the Magic Kingdom at night. That was pretty fun, especially seeing Disney at night. Hello, Bobby. So that was, I would recommend that if you have children. Going at night was cool. And you can only, I guess, do it certain times of the year for certain occasions. But Bobby, what is going on with them, dude? Didn't MLF already try this? I mean, am I crazy? Were they not paying attention? I mean, to me, it looks kind of stupid. But all I can say is I don't think the math is mathing. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Greedy. They're going to make more money, bottom line. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if they want to get greedy, sell more memberships, sell more everything, sell more of anything, make something exclusive to Bassmaster that you can only get if you're a Bass member. Is that, you know what I mean? People would sign up for that. People don't like. I'd sign up for that if there was a reason. Um, you know what I mean? Yo, David. Sorry, I'm late on your baits. I had to babysit yesterday. Um, Math ain't mathin'. Uh, yeah, I don't know if it's greed. I don't know what it is. I think they're trying. I don't know if the math is going math uh, long term. Um, I don't know. I mean, I didn't. I don't. Here's where I stand with professional fishing. It's not a sport. They're contractors, just like me, just like Johnny Electrician over here, just like the plumber next door. They do the same thing. They are tradesmen. They fish. You know what? Cost that guy across the street. He owns a building. He has employees. He has overhead. He has bills to pay. It costs him money to go to work. It costs me money to work. I have to buy materials. I have to buy all this shit. It costs money. I have to pay for it. Those guys want to catch fish for a living. They pay for it. It's okay. It's worked. It's worked just fine up until now. I don't think they should be any different. They just fish. Just like what makes them special? That's what I feel like. There's always been this like halo around fishermen that fish for a living, that they're owed something different than me or you or anybody else that goes to work for themselves. They're not owed shit. Pay your entry fees, pay your overhead just like everybody else, and go to work. Simple. It's simple. Um, I don't. I don't know. They get a 1099 just like a contractor does. Yeah. Why are they special? Why do they not need to pay? Everybody else does. Everybody else that's in business for themselves does. Just pay your entry fees, go fish for your pool of money, and you're fine. Who cares? Um, Tyler, I would agree with that. The no entry fee is cool, but I think there should definitely be. Um, I think there should definitely be optional side pot if you want to pay your old entry, which is even better because you might have some guys opt out of that. So then less guys are fishing for more money. You know what I mean? There's less guys throwing in the pot. I mean, I guess it's the same amount of money, but still, I guess you have better odds of getting a little coin back. Um, they want it to be a legitimate sport, but I don't think it matters. It's going to be last. Yeah, it's never going to be that. It's. I mean, come on. How many years have we given it? 50, 60? Like, it's not going to be mainstream. It's never going to be mainstream. Not not what they're doing because it's not relatable. Pond fishing, you can make pond tournaments legal. I mean, mainstream because everybody can do it. Everybody can go out and get a baseball bat and a baseball and a glove and go play baseball in their damn yard. You can get a football, you can get a soccer ball, you can get a golf club. Everybody can do those things. Everybody can't hop on their $100,000 boat with stupid ass fucking electronics all over them and go cast their $500 combo into the lake. Can't do that. Back in the 90s, you kind of could because it wasn't so out of reach that you couldn't get a boat and all the boats were 18 foot and affordable. But So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking over there. I don't know what they're thinking over there, but we'll see. Signing the deal with Fox and going no entry is a step in the better direction. I'm just saying to be optimistic for the sport we love. Yeah, I hope it. I hope it works out. Like, um, but I also think. What do y'all think about this? I feel like the entry fees. Like, do you think it'll be any different? Like, do you think there'll be like poor, broke, badass anglers making it to the elites, or is it going to still be the guys that could pony up 50 grand in entries qualifying? Or do you think the poors from the local scene are going to start like clawing their way to the top because when they get there, they don't have to pay an entry fee? uh, Pro bass math. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if no entries is going to do anything to the feeders angler. Uh, Homeless versus the rich, pretty much, pretty much. When you had an even keeled poor mega wealthy, yeah, you could get a yeah, you'd have a 100-mile-per-hour rain suit in the rain, and then the other guy wearing like 6 flannel shirts and a hooded sweatshirt pulled over his head to keep him dry. But those were the good old days. Those are gone. Those are gone. I don't know. Do y'all do y'all think it makes the no entry thing? Do y'all think that makes it more elite? I feel like it kind of makes it uh, more lame. Trash bag rain suits. Yep. Um, that's gonna entice people. Bobby C, I hear different things. People talk about the fishing market being in the shitter, and I don't think it's 100% derivative of the economy. I think it's what's going on in fishing is what's driving shitty sales. Uh, I honestly think that because, in my opinion, I've been through some shitty economies selling fishing lures when fishing was when Bassmaster was strong, and I feel like right now it's not economically based sales right now. I think it's the industry and the people. Um, we are no longer the target customer. They want generational wealth and guys with all their teeth. You mean fishing? Probably because those guys don't care. They're just out there having fun, right? Or are you talking about Clay as a fan base? Or are you talking about as an angler? I used to like it when dudes, as fans, they want wealthy fans. What does that provide them? What is Bass selling that would need wealth? Boats. expensive trolling motors, electronics. They want the golf fan. I think that's going to cannibalize them. Maybe. I mean, are there enough of those out there to float them? I feel like there's power in numbers. There's a lot more toothless brokes out there willing to buy a little bit of shit than there are probably. I don't know. It seems like everybody's rich now. So, good question. Good question. I'd like to see those numbers somewhere, Clay, or somebody would show me those. Like, because I got it. Um, Clay, I would agree. I feel like it's going to change hands. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Odd times, strange times. Going to declare bankruptcy to save one that chases other businesses. Possible. Possible. That's pretty impressive, Bobby. Um, I hope that's not the case, Clay, but it certainly could be. Um, because you know, if this is indeed a business run, like I don't think the Chases got into Bassmaster as a passion project. I don't know that, and I think that's the problem you run into with ownership is that I was watching a guy that worked for a Hasbro, the toy company, and he was a designer, and in the upper level management, his bosses, you know, they had all these beans that they had to count to make toys. But when it came to him, he wanted to make the right toy the right way. But they didn't have any of that vision about how that should be done. They just knew you can do X, Y, and Z, and it equal this. And you miss so much of that, like you know, with guys that get into, you know, like if you bought Bassmaster, you just look at it on paper and say, how can we, you know, what can we cut to make more profit, and how can we make this a profitable venture? Whereas you don't have the vision of the anglers, the federation, the grassroots, all that shit is not at the forefront. Um, Bassmaster is a dinner for schmucks. I feel like I just got out of David Koresh's house with my wife, and I'm looking back like, how dumb was I? Yeah, yeah. I don't know how long Scuffing Dress fans have evolved the sport to be left behind has always been the way of tournament bass fishing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I don't know. I think Live Scope definitely pushed some folks away, but I don't think it was like the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? Because if it was a scoper thing, you just didn't watch it. You waited for the next one and you checked out the one you liked anyway. So, um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I look for Chase Anderson to say, I'm done with this shit. Somebody else deal with it. Somebody else deal with these assholes. It's like being a school teacher, but you have you have 80, 100 toddlers that are grown men. Live stove costs $500. Maybe. I don't know. I guess if they were easy to get, it's probably good that they aren't. Castledine did a 2-part series on the no entry fees. What did he think? Bobby, that's what keeps you sane, though, bro. That's what keeps you sane. I mean, I would think Castledine. He's good with the arithmetic. He flip flopped halfway through the video. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, listen, this is what I'm trying to say. It could be okay. Like, it's pretty good. I actually like it. But what I mean by that is it's stupid. But I'll probably try and fish. And by that, I mean I would be an idiot if I fished. He had his shoes on trying to count, and he was against it. Nobody knows. The funny thing I think about all this shit is that usually some of these rumors get leaked and people talk about it for like weeks prior. Dude, am I crazy? Or did they just drop this bomb out of nowhere? Like, did they ask anglers, or did they just decide we're the boss and this is the rules? And you're not paying entry fees, which is kind of good, because if you had that entry fee money, maybe you just get a free 50 grand left in your wallet. Slick didn't even know. Take that, Slick. Thought you were the guru. You don't know shit, bro. That's what I thought, Bobby. It was like, it was a damn left hook. It's like, here you go. How about this? I thought it was a joke. They probably got sick of being told they're paying customers and that they can't make a living off winnings. Well, you know what I say to that, Clay? Fucking win more. Sorry. If you can't get a job doing plumbing work, is it because nobody's getting their pipes fixed? No. You just need to go find them. If you're not making enough fishing bass tournaments, win more. They're now employees. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I would much rather have a little say so. Now they're going to have none. So, well, you work for me now. So, I wonder if we're going to see NIL shit where Bass tries to cash in on that. some math in a day or two later, not so much. Everybody's like, this is awesome. No, no, not so awesome. Why would they pass the information on to the sponsors that they didn't have entry fees? I guarantee some sponsors don't keep up with anything but the angler. Possible. Uh, Hello, Kyle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the there's uh, some weirdness going on. Real weird. Oh well. Oh well. We'll see. Ben Milliken did a very good breakdown of his year and how much he'll lose if he finishes the same next year. Yeah, I saw his picture of his. It was on like a his story, and he took a picture of his marker board, and say he made 75,000 dollars last year fishing the elites. If he has the exact same year next year under the same format, he'll make like $35,000. Um, so, I mean, you get to fish for a living and you're profiting. I mean, if you're profiting $35,000, that's pretty good. I mean, that's just to fish, though. That's not like paying your mortgage and shit. So, I mean, if you don't make any money, you get to fish for a living. Uh, Yo, Johnny, how's Wyoming? Yeah, that would be cool. We get to see a lot of guys fish MPFL. They'll be excited about that. I mean, I guess the silver lining at the end of all this bullshit is that it gives us something to talk about. I guess how much has Ben making off sponsorships? I mean, who's he sponsored by? The only one I know is 6 Cents. Maybe some battery people. Doesn't really affect me. Um, he runs a different boat all the time, so who knows what that is. I've seen him in a Triton, a Bass Cat. Feel like something else. Um, uh, had himself on his rap. He's like the Steve Kennedy. Um, yeah, who? I mean, the dude's probably making a mint off of 6 Cents. Was his entry fees and everything a write-off because he's technically still a YouTuber? Oh, I'm sure. Um, yeah, I wonder how that works. I wonder if his. I wonder by being part owner. I guess he probably didn't. He probably doesn't get to double dip. But I guess he still gets his like promo code money and all that kind of shit. So, dude's doing just fine. Smashing him on the 4.5 inch whale from 6 Cents on a flashy swimmer. Swimming like a dream. Ben would be proud of you, Clay. Um, Brian. I don't think he's lacking sponsorships because he's hard to work with. He probably um, he probably asks for a lot, meaning money. He's expensive. Not a lot of people willing to pony that up. Um, and he probably doesn't seek out a ton. You know what I mean? Like he probably doesn't need sponsors unless they're willing to pay him what he wants. Uh, if I had to guess. Ben was a female truck driver that just got out of the shower with the Flying J. Here's my sunglasses. Oh, I'll tell you what, my my daughter did me a favor. She had some Spro frogs in the back seat, in her car seat. Um, uh, and she started peeling some of the paint off of one of these bronze eyes. And she has a bad habit of that. She's into destruction. Like she'll take something, and if there's like a little bit of paint peeling, she'll like just go to town and rip it all off. So she started pulling on the paint on this frog, and now it is a beautiful muted bone clear plastic color, way better than what it was before. And I told her, I was like, "Can I give you some more to peel?" She was like, "Yeah." And so she's been when she rides in my truck, she sits back there and peels my frogs for me. So I need to find something that'll take that off, something that I can soak it in, maybe some like acetone or something. Um, Clay, another feeling, dude. Another feeling. Brian, that's another good point. What do you care if you got? I guess it's his time, but he knew that. He knew that going. Well, I mean, he did make 70 extra $1,000 by going and fishing the elites last year, and he can take the difference is he can use his same amount of time, which is the most valuable thing to him. He can take the same amount of time he put into last year into next year and only make 35,000. So is that worth his time, or would his time be better suited to be YouTubing? Probably YouTube. Bobby, I think that is definitely the I think that's definitely the case. The 4.5 inch whale is mag draft good. How about that? How about that? There's something to the little blade on the bottom, bro. Bobby, I think you'd be a good East Texas guy. You'd be over there with down the road from Clotilde. Go move to Tyler. You'd fit right in, bro. Or like North Louisiana somewhere. Shreveport. It was easy to make good because it was a spark shad. I seen a post. The Hangover was on the end cap on sale for $5.99, and none were missing. Ouchie! I did go in Dick's a couple days ago, or not a couple days, like 3 weeks ago, and Guggen has just about been completely removed from the store. Um, Johnny, yeah, that was some little. He got a little ranty. Um, but I don't know what Guggen's doing, but they ain't Guggening. Doesn't look like. 6 cents has since replaced them as far as shelf space goes. Um, but I don't understand these purchasers that buy for like stores down here. Like you're in Mobile, Alabama, we're on the Delta. Like you don't need like every color draw. You know what I mean? Like is there that many people buying those damn glide baits? Like I really don't think so, but maybe. Um Yeah, wherever you go, Bobby, stay away from 35. Too much freedom. Maybe. Maybe. I'm gonna pass this on to you, David. Somebody passed it to me. I'm giving back with the crinklies. All right. Seems like it. I haven't. Is Guggen doing anything? Are they still trying to sell baits? Like, has anybody seen a Guggen anything video where they were like, "Hey, check out this new lure or this new color or anything"? Like, are they trying to sell? I think they did. Seems like. I think they ran out of steam, or their market did. I don't know if they're. I mean, looking back, it seems like a little bit of a cash grab. And they struck while the iron was hot. They pulled a Duck Dynasty, but and now I think everybody knows it's over, and they're like, "This isn't as interesting anymore. Let's go do something else." Southern Texas, Abilene, San Angelo. Yuck! Don't go to San Angelo. Don't go to San Angelo. All right, what we got to paint here? Looks like Mr. Andrew Hinkle has gone to a much darker primer. Way dark primer these days. His primer is almost black. Used to be much lighter gray. And the coverage isn't nearly as good. People still buying these things for 200 bucks a clip. So burns, it would. It would. Next week will be the week. Next week will be the week. I got to get all this shit done next week. Hopefully we have a babysitter. You know, it's kind of cool painting the fake Hinkles. Somebody sent me some, and it's kind of weird because they were so clean. These are weird feeling. What's going on with this? Why is there shiny stuff on here? These feel like cold. They smell funny too. These are odd. Something's going on with this primer. I don't know what this is. I can tell you one thing. I don't like it. And I don't know what I don't know what it is I don't like about it, but there's something I don't like about it. It's different. It feels uncured is what the deal is. Like it feels kind of, it's not sticky, but it feels like not dry either. But it's rough. It's weird. It smells funny. Um, um, Probably the first box. They're already lined up in there. They'll get painted tomorrow. Um, Probably. I'll probably get both done. If I can get those painted tomorrow, then I can get the other ones sanded and painted this week. So I'll have double done. Um, yeah, these are. I don't know what Andrew switched to, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't know why, but oh, get those. What else we got? Oops. Huffing Hinkles. Yeah, they smell weird. And they feel weird. They don't feel like I've handled a lot of Hinkles and these just feel odd. And they look rougher. And there's this weird like you see these like shiny gray spots on the bottom? It's like it's got some sort of filler, but the gill plates have like this textured shiny part on them. I don't know what's going on with this. It's very odd. It's very very odd. It's like his molds blew out and he was just like because these are very very rough. Uh, like I feel like these were just like really really shitty pours. And maybe he had to use like a high build primer or some sort of different primer because the pours were so shitty. But I don't know if it was the pour or if his mold was just like trashed out. Um, but there's a lot of like, let's see, there's a lot of goobers, like bad looking shit on the gill plates. You see that? Like, that's, I mean, these things aren't like ever perfect, but they usually don't have this much dicked up shit going on in the gill plates. Like, look at the lip. Like this little flappy right here. It looks a little. They look a little rough. They look a little rough. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it started raining on him that day and he got some humidity. Hello, Eric. Two of the older Hinkles. JB Weld, maybe something like that. Maybe that would be the smell I'm getting. It could be a new mold or it could be just a roached out old mold. But these, let's see if they all have the same spot on the tail. Maybe. I think it's in the mold. I think the molds are just trashed. Because this one looks a little better. Yeah, I think he tried to putty these. Definitely did. And I think he used a high build primer. I think these were just really shitty pours that he tried to fix. I don't know. How does the guy at Alternative Lures get away with all the KOs? You think the swimming underground guys would burn his place down? You know, I think some of them care a little bit, and then they're like, "I'll try them." I think there's more guys out there that are like, "Screw it, I'll buy one of those damn things." Than not, because then at the end of the day, you can spring for like 40, 50 bucks or whatever it is and get you a fake Hinkle trout out of ABS. And if you lose it, you lose it. If you lose a $300, $400 Hinkle trout, that stings. So I think those guys are dumb, but they're not that dumb. You know what I mean? Like in conceptually, they're against it, but then behind closed doors, they're like, let me check out this alternative lures page and see what they've got. It's the same, dude. It's got that exact same piece in there. They did it exactly the same. Swiveling hangers. I think the tail slot's a little different, maybe. But they're built the same. Built the same. Snow on the ground. Hinkle market took a hit. You mean with alternative lures? You know, there's that guy, whether you like it or not, he's just filling a void. Because it's the same with like the Elite Series. Like there's guys that'll pay, that have the money, and they don't mind going and throwing $5,000 down for a tournament. But there's guys that are not going to do it. So you need tournaments for the little guys, and there's a lot of guys out there that will never spend $250 on one of these, but they'll spend 50, and that guy captures those guys. If the fake Hinkle sink like a rock, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the sink rates, if they come in multiple sink rates or not. But yeah, that guy, that dude will pump your bait out. Got a lot on his site. I don't know. I haven't looked lately. Hopefully, there's not a native gill on there. Let's see. Alternative lures. What was it before that? There was a guy. There was another guy that I think got in trouble. What is this shit? Swim baits only? Yeah, let's look at that section. So, what's he got? He's got some sort of glide looking thing for $7.49. He's got a KGB crappie. You can have that KGB crappie for $8.25. Oh, this is a new one. The $20 Bass Pro Shops Glide, you can own it for $9 without paint. This one, the No Label Player, this glide bait has been out for an eternity. That is one of the original blanks swim baits that has been around since I started. Coming soon, alternative Bee Viper. I don't know what that one is, but nice looking bait. No price yet. This looks like a draw. Livingston Viper. Looks nice without paint. This is a draw looking bait, and it's going to be $6.45. This one here. And then whatever this is, it's called a wee shad. Don't know what that's knocking off. Looks like everything else. Here is a black dog shell cracker glide looking thing. $7.50. Roman made mother. $13. There you go. If you want to try out a plastic mother, there you go. You can have one for 13 bucks. Hinkle trout, 11-inch, $24.99. So you can have one of those. You can pay $24.99, have it shipped. Maybe take you a Sharpie marker and put dots all over it and go throw the shit out of it. There is another one. Here is a Hinkle shad, $24.99, and you get two. You get two. You get a big one and a small one. One scaled, one not scaled. There's a 8-inch Hinkle Trout Junior for $14.99. That's a good size. It's 8 3/4 inch, $14.99. Kyle, I hope nowhere. 9-inch Hinkle, $21. Mini Hinkle shad, $11.99. Some other. This looks like a Shine Glide for $6.25. Right there. I don't know why you ripped that off. They're cheap enough already. Alternative Fish Arrow X DRT Riser Jack. You can have one of those for $8. Bone Jack Shad. I don't know what that one is, but it's kind of cool looking. Slim Shady. Depths Gira Kugeki, $60. $60 for this piece. I guess it's 14 inches long. Yeah, the DRTs were not good. They have a Ghost for $40. DRT Ghost knockoff. What else? Yeah, we got a lot, dude. Amakatsu Gilroyd, Wild Beat. Those guys fell off. Dude better never be in a room full of bait makers. You are right about that shit. He knocked off a Arashi Glide. Like, that thing was, I think, a pretty big piece of shit to begin with. Why would you knock it off? But I don't know if I've been sent his DRTs, but there are DRTs. There's quite a few manufacturers knocking off the DRT. But I don't know if his are the ones that suck, maybe. But the tails split on them. and they leak. But there's somebody knocking them off in Japan. And the ones that I got, because I knew a dude in the military over there, and he was somewhere in the Pacific, and he would just like hop over to Japan and go bait shopping, and uh, and he was getting BRT blanks over there for cheap, and they were awesome. They were incredible. Uh, Clay, there's another guy that does that. Predator Lures. He did the. He kind of started with the Wiggle Wart, and then he did the Excalibur XR, um, and he's done a few uh, discontinued baits. But I think he was the first one to do the. He ripped off a rock crawler like pretty soon after it came out. Um, but nobody, surprisingly, nobody's ripped off the BDSs, which I would have. Like if I were those guys, I'd have a BDS 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. I'd have them all. Uh, Timber Tiger, Clay, you could buy factory Timber Tigers up until recently. Uh, so Timber Tigers didn't have to get ripped off because there were factory blanks for sale. Um, but what else? What else? I don't know. What would be what would you have? I guess we shouldn't talk too loud, or you get to see it. Uh, I don't know. What else is there? The flat CB would be cool. Yeah, there's probably a shit ton of Jackal stuff you could bring back. Um, can you still get the Aska, or did they bring it back? Um, like the MC60 would have been a good one, but Jackal ended up bringing it back. Um, I'll tell you one that I would do. The Arashi size 3, yeah. But you'd be the only one buying them, Clay. Excellent design. Like I wish I could have been part of that design team and fixed it. I wish they'd have said, TK, before we blast this alien looking dumb shit out to the masses, can you like tweak it? Sure can. Um, you can still buy the flat CB. Okay, so you take that one out. Uh, bow stick. There's a bow stick blank that's been out forever. This is one. It should be up here. Where is that thing? Here it is. And this was a good bait. This was a good bait. Look at that gill plate, dude. Thing is sexy. What if TK was alternative lures? Would be diabolical. Is the tail weighted? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like it. Hey. Um, the big one that came out years and years and years ago that got everybody so excited was the Vixen knockoff. Um, the Vixen knockoff came out, and I was just painting blanks at the time, and I said, "Man, this is awesome! Can't wait to get some of these." So I ordered like 20 of them. I got them in, and I was so excited that they were a cheap Vixen, because at the time Vixens were going for like, $150, and I couldn't pay that. Um, so I ordered some of those to paint, and I got them in, and I didn't look at the pictures that close, and when I get them in my hand, I'm like, these things look like shit. Like they weren't like a real knockoff. They were just like in the impression of a Vixen, um, in the style of a Vixen. They looked pretty shitty. But the other thing that they did wrong was they were silent, and I didn't know it. Like I didn't think to like. I would have never thought that if you're gonna make a Vixen, you're gonna make it silent. But they sure as hell did. And I bought them and I got them in, and I was like, these things are ugly as shit, and they're silent. So got hosed on those. But there's been some good. I've got a lot of blanks and stuff. There's one. What is this? A Stacy? That's a blank that I painted and never sold. You want to know why? Because I was the dumbass that painted jerkbaits red for fishing early in the spring. But guess what? I was stupid, and nobody wanted to buy them because red jerkbaits don't work. Well, guess what? Then Mega Bass and all those guys throw out a red jerkbait, sell it like crazy. But little old Tacklecraft over here got to sit on a bunch of red jerkbaits because red jerkbaits are stupid. And then Ben got that 6 Sense color that was like the red on one side, was like the mistake color. People bought the shit out of it. But I'm the asshole. What other fakes do we have over here? What other fakes do we have? Here's the original 6 Sense Speed Wake. This was a factory blank from 6 Sense, and these never made it to market because the circuit board is so flimsy it breaks off. So these baits were molded, produced, and they never made it out because this piece of shit flimsy ass circuit board breaks off. But I have one, and I'm holding on to it for the collectors. When it comes collector time, what about this thing? Would this be a good one to bring back? Skitter Pop? A lot of people like these things, right? Surprised nobody's knocked this thing off yet. Here you go. Now that Clint's gone, bring back the Orion. Jeremy, I don't have any of Buka's Balsa Bull. No. I asked him about it years ago, and said, "You got any?" It's when I was painting for him a bunch. Said, "You got any of them Balsa Bulls laying around?" I said, "No." I think the manufacturer burned down, but they were awesome. But whoever was building his baits in China did a phenomenal job. And it sucks. They closed down and never came back. What other fakies? Don't have any more fakes. No, that's about it for the fakes. I'd like to know who those people were, who that manufacturer was, and what other stuff they did. Bobby, how's the bait world on eBay these days? Is it strong? Is there deals to be had? Is there good stuff popping out? Is there a lack of stuff, or is there good stuff? I need to sand these. I can sand these DTs while I'm sitting here doing nothing. Let's see. Where's my sandpaper? Oh. Get ready, models predict snow possible next week in the New England area. Uh-oh. Off and on like usual, occasionally get lucky. Let me ask you this, Bobby. How many saved searches do you have? Could you tell me that number off the top of your head? Strike King has the final copy. Oh, is that the mag draft looking one? Strike King's awful. Like, why don't they be a leader? They got the funds. You know what I mean? Instead of just preying on whatever fad pops up. Don't answer. It's a trick. It's a trick. She asked me to ask that. Hey, can you figure out how many saved searches Bobby has? I'll ask. I'll ask. I'm ready to get to these DTs. I have to try the hardliner. I know it's probably the same with the ABS flat side, but I gotta see. Is that the one that's supposed to? Is it supposed to kind of compensate for the frit side? Is that the purpose of the hardliner, or is it different? I can't keep up. It's not important to me. Until somebody starts doing something cool, I'll pay attention. Until then, I imagine the 20 people in this chat, minus me, have some of the most impressive bait collections in bassing. Probably. Some pretty strong ones. I know of a few that aren't in the chat that don't chat. But it also makes me wonder, Clay, how many are out there that like don't use the internet? You know what I mean? You buy flat sides, wooden flat sides. I have a flat side you might like. It's plastic though, and it's a knockoff of a Japanese bait, I believe. Let's see if I can find one. I had a really ugly one. Is it in here? Where is this ugly ass thing? Hold on, I gotta find it now since you like flat sides. Where are you? I thought it was up here. This isn't it, but I was going to show these to Bobby. So Bobby, I bought these balsa bees because Tim Hughes painted them. There's two of them. He painted them and modified them and put a rattle in them. Hear the rattle? All right, it's got a rattle in them. So I bought these two, the pair, on eBay like 15 years ago for real cheap. And I got real excited about them until I went and threw them. And here's why they suck, is because you can see where he weighted the front. So the problem with these, they sank, Bobby, like a fucking rock. Dude, I was so pissed. Like, I didn't pay a ton for them, but I paid more than I should have for a sinking bait. So yeah, I got these things out there, and I was like, you know, I wanted to throw them. I was in the boat, and situation was right, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw that rattling Tim Hughes Bossa Bee 2. Dude, I tied it on and like dropped it beside the boat, and the son of a bitch just sank. So, now, what in the hell am I gonna do with a sinking square bill? Nothing. So they live on my wall for me to bitch about. Clay needs the where is it? Let's see. Hold on here. There it is. Found it. So what is this a knockoff of? Anybody? Flat Force? It's a sexy little number. It's a little medium diver. Not even medium. This is a shallow diver. 3-4 foot. But I painted it, but it was a blank was sold, but it's like a I forget. It might have been a depths. I don't know. But this is a really, really good blank. And Evergreen Flat Force. I think that's what this is modeled after. Um, I don't know what they changed, if they changed the gill plate a little bit, but it's a really nice looking build. But this bait used to be available in blank form. I have another one here. This is a KO blank of a bling. This was a prototype of from the guy who had the mold made for a bling. Got some crooked eyes on there. Compliments of yours truly, but those ran pretty good. Here you go, Bobby. You'll probably think this is cool. What's the cedar bait guy? Catching Concepts. What's his name? Knockoff of a knockoff. What's your largest lure? Herman, yes. So, predate his wooden lures. He was painting crankbaits, and he painted this one. And I have more that he painted. And I confirmed with him that this was him. Here's another one, and it was to match. This was a paint match to the Rapala shad. He did a great job. But those he didn't sign, but the later ones, or I have some that he painted that have a CC under the bill, which was Catching Concepts. So pretty cool. I sent him a message because I was looking at the baits and I was like, these look just like Catching Concepts paint jobs, and they say CC on them. So I sent him a message and I said, Herman, did you paint these? And he said, yep, long time ago. Thank you, Zach. In here, it might be in here. Where's my Hermans? Where's my Hermans? Where's my Hermes? They're not in here either. Man, but this little bitch right here can talk. This was a good bait for me, and I thought I lost it. This was the Fish Co. by Davis. Their little flat-sided thing. I caught a bunch of fish on this thing, and it held up real good. I caught a bunch of fish on it. It was tough. Caught a bunch of fish, threw it a bunch. Tough bait, held up good. I don't know if you can still get those, Bobby. The Marling Bates guy, I think he's very creative and artistic, uh, good at building, wonderful carver, functional fishing lure guy. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he does what he does just to make a product. You know what I mean? Like he needs the end result to do something, not something specific. It just needs to do something. Uh, Redwood is a dead action wood. That's interesting. It doesn't have spring and life and vigor. Well, maybe there. There's my Hermie, I think. Nope, not in here either. What did I do with that damn thing? Hope I didn't lose it. Hope I didn't lose it. This was a badass bait. I need to recreate this one. I caught the ever-loving poo-poo out of fish on this fake deep little end that Lure Parts Online used to sell. They still might sell it, but this color would damn get their ass. Brown chartreuse. Gene called it hot mustard. Zach, sorry that the collection is since past your hands. I don't know that I've ever. It's hard for me to get rid of anything, obviously. What's in here? There's a bunch of weird Bobby Balsa stuff in here. Bobby, what the hell is this? Bobby, you need this? No markings. No markings. It's ugly, though. Oh, yeah, Travis, that was early on. Would you like to add to it? Bobby needs that. Bobby, what about these bass hunters? You like these? It's not a Norman. No, it's not a Norman. This one's actually hand crafted. Not a Norman. I don't think. Pretty sure this one is made in somebody's basement. It's got an actual, like, not a molded lip. Not a Sisson. Definitely not a Sisson. Sissons, they don't have any. They don't have any homemade boo-boos to them. This one, you can tell somebody did it. Irregular glitter, oddly dotted eyes. Just everything about it is homemade looking. It does look like a Tennessee Killer. I don't know who made it though. Somebody. These are bass hunters, right? I got quite the. Look at that splatter. Heavy splat. Nice epoxy work. Here would be an example of a sisson, I believe. Or this might be the no, this isn't a sisson. This might be the fake. I think Lee made them, but there's a Lee Sisson made Tennessee Tuffy versus an actual Tennessee Tuffy. Definitely can tell the difference in factory made and garage made. Huh. I don't know where they are. Oh well. Oh well. East Tennessee guys were getting the scraps from a nuclear power plant. Getting balsa wood scraps. So if I tested that bait, would it be potentially radioactive? The only flat side. I'm sure that was real life, dude. That's what was fun. Oh, circuit board scrap. You know, Burn, somebody on Woodbait posted a bait last week or something. And it had that old yellow, boogery looking colored circuit board on it. And I still prefer that color circuit board. And I know it stands out and it doesn't look natural at all, but like when I think circuit board on a crankbait, that's my preferred look. Thanks, Zach. Thanks for swinging by. We do this periodically. Just us girls get in here and chit chat about anything. Sometimes fishing lures. Sometimes what's the best fast food cheeseburger? I have a 3D printer. I wonder if anybody has ever had success printing lures. Yes, it's actually a big thing, Zach. There's Facebook groups full of guys that do nothing but 3D print fishing lures. It's kind of like the live scope of the lure world. Like it's kind of taking the magic out of lure building. Shake Shack is legit. I remember the first time I had Shake Shack, I was in Miami. And yeah, got those cheese fries. What about P. Terry's, Clay? I know you've had P. Terry's. P. Terry's is freaking good, dude. Radioactive bait, that's interesting. I've seen some looters that light up. They seem pretty cool. They're supposed to make a noise. I don't know if it's a good or never heard of. Oh, maybe you're referring to the Livingston lures. Yeah, I think I know they make noise. I don't know if they added lights to them, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know if it's ever been proven that actually does anything or not. Back in the early 2000s, there was also laser lure that Mike Iaconelli promoted, and those had lasers shooting out of their heads and red lights shooting out of those things. But I don't think the red light, blinking light craze ever Zach, are you new to bass fishing? That's awesome. I haven't. Honestly, this is very intriguing to me, um, because I don't know anybody that's like newly inspired by fishing. I'd like to know, or newly getting into it. I'd like to know what drew you in and got you inspired to start fishing more. I'm sure you did it some, but what was the trigger that was like, this is pretty fun? Uh, Zach is here for no entry fees. Exactly. Zach said, I hear these guys are fishing for free now. I like it when we have humanity trades technology for art and bits of humanity. We got a well spoken. Was it White Goodman that said philosophizer? Being on the water does bring us together. Flat side, what did Burns say? Y'all want a flat side or a 1.5? Flat side would be fun. It's getting flat side time. Venice. Come on with the redfish. I consider myself just graduating high school when pertaining to bass fishing, still learning. Brian, when did you get hot and heavy? Might bring us together, but some of us can't get too close to. That's true. That's what the internet's for. You kind of know who your friends are. You know what I'm surprised at? That none of these jackwagon bait companies have made a push for a summerside. That would be the best name for it. A summertime flat side. But maybe I'm speaking out of turn and I shouldn't be saying things like this. But your son, he wanted to get into it. Was it Zach? Do you know if it was due to any particular, like a YouTube fisherman, or did some particular person or organization draw him in, get him fired up? Does he have a favorite angler? Caught my first smallmouth in 20 years on a white jig with a green worm. White jig's underutilized. It's slowly becoming a thing. Saw Jacob Walker use it in the opens on the Coosa. Boat or bank? Good contrast, Bobby. I started learning what lures are used in what spots and what works and where to fish. So we're pretty much trying all the things. Yeah, I'd kind of use it. I mean, what's the best way to break? To me, the best way to break down water is I typically break down a day on the water into moods. Um, and then I go from there. I go from excited to not excited fish mood. So I'm either going to fish fast or I'm going to fish slow. And then I'm going to kind of try to break it down between, uh, I guess I'll start with like a top water. If it's down here, I can do that because it's cold. I mean, it's warm all the time. But uh, I guess I test activity level with the top water, and then I kind of break it down as far as water column. I work my way through the water column, and then once I get down, I typically would start pitching. Um, but Bass University, everybody loves Pete. Um, that'd be a good Christmas present. You're right, Johnny. Subscription to Bass U. I'm sure they'll do a. I'm sure they'll do a promo for like whatever that end of November thing is, Black Friday. Northwest of Houston. Northwest of Houston. Like, what's that called? The Cedars? Like up in there? Woodenlands? Yes. You got some good fishing around there. That's awesome. Thanks, YouTube. Piney Woods. He's in Milliken Land. He's in Six Sense Land. You were there over there near Willis? Or is this Casey's burner account? This is Ben's burner account. I don't like that, Jeremy. Don't like that one bit. Speaking of politics, I don't want to get into politics, but what's it take to get rid of daylight savings time? Who can make that go away? Got my vote. Ben heard the trucker joke. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't like the. That's what I'm saying, Tim. Like, it's really weird for my kids too, because they get out of school, and if they want to take a nap, you get out of school, you wake up, and when they wake up from their nap, it's like the sun's going down. It sucks. I can tell you there was nothing worse as a kid than like being real tired and you come home from school and you pass out and then you wake up and you walk downstairs and like your family's already eaten dinner and it's like dark. Ugh, that's the worst feeling ever. Yeah, it's definitely not necessary. So I need a presidential candidate to get behind eliminating daylight savings time. What's going on? A sticky note on my wall. Spring topwaters. If you don't have a buzz bait, Zach, definitely add it to the shopping cart. Go buy all the Bobby Balsa's Strike King Banshees. Whopper Plopper, yeah, that's a good one from the bank. Throw it a long way. Double hooks. Lots of options. Lots of options. It does cut down on what you can do. Like in the summertime, I can come home and cut the grass. Do a lot of stuff. Wash my truck. Never happens, but I could. Now you just come home and you feel like a slug because it's dark. Frog country, yeah. What's the go-to frog now? Just a bronze-eye? I still don't think anybody's made the perfect frog yet. I think it's people keep trying and they keep missing. Then I don't know why. If you said you liked the big N, the crankbait, this one, yes, I love them. The Normans, yes. Uh-oh. We got the Bass Nation guys tuning in. Tell AJ to stop setting the hook on all my bass in practice. Would not surprise me if he's got his drop shot. AJ, did you bring your airbrush in your tackle bag? Do you have your Copic markers? Do it. Do it. Are y'all practicing together? Are y'all on the boat together right now? Are you on the back snagging all his fish with your drop shot? Tim, I'm trying to get you started on some of this stuff. I'd like for you to come on here and talk about some of your nerdy Norman stuff, but you never want to do it. You want to live in seclusion, in the shadows. I'm trying to get Tim out of the shadows and to bestow some of his nerddom on us. Tim won't talk, Eric. Tim won't talk. I think he likes to remain elusive. Tim, what's your name? What's your name on Instagram? Bass Geek? Yeah, Bait Geek. Great name. I bet a guy with the alias of Bait Geek would probably have some pretty cool stuff to talk about. Later, Clay. Norman Geek. Bobby's perfect is not perfect. No, sorry, Bobby. Sorry, Bobby, not Bobby Balsa. Hey, Tim, you'll get a kick out of this. Look what I found in my desk drawer. Like a 1992 Jimi Hendrix Dunlop fuzz face. It doesn't work. So the last time I used it, it worked. And then I moved to Austin and I came back home, put a battery in this thing and stepped on it. And it didn't work. But when it did work, it sounded awesome. But I need some it needs some work. It needs some work. This was my first guitar pedal I ever got when I was like 12. I bought this used at a guitar store that I took lessons at. They had it in the case where I took lessons, and I was sitting there waiting for guitar lessons, and they had this thing used in the case. I said, "How much y'all want for that?" And they're like, $50. Mama, Mom, can I have $50? Sure. What do you need? I need that fuzz face right there. So using the Line 6 pod, dude, I've got so much wasted guitar gear that I'll never use. Like I've got a Boss, like it's either an 8-track or a 16-track digital recorder, and I never figured out how to record music on it. So it's got like 10 clippets that are like 10 seconds long of me playing on it, but I didn't know how to record anything. So total waste of money. I don't know if those are probably not sought after anymore. No, you're right about that, Tim. You won't find one for 50 doll hairs anymore. But that's a good sounding one. And I'm sure it's not anything that's like terribly wrong with it. I don't have anybody down here that I trust to work on it. And I really don't want to send it off because I don't trust the mail system to not lose it or break it. So I don't know what to do about it. So it's just going to sit in my desk drawer and sit there. And just sit there. I got a lot of stuff to paint. I got some hybrid hunters I got to do. I bet I can fix it. Well, Tim, let's look. Let's pop the top on this piece and see. I don't see any like resistors, capacitors, whatever these things are, that are like burned up or any are leaking or anything. But like I said, I don't really know what I'm looking at. Looks pretty simple. Not a lot going on here. Think you could fix this, Timmy? Maybe it's the button. But like I said, it just broke from sitting. And it didn't get a lot of use, like it just sat here. Y'all are correct. It is missing the battery. That is part of the problem. It's an old fuzz face sitting there. Would like to be working again so I can play in my bedroom. Never. Oh, Bobby, that's a Dunlop fuzz face from like '92. Plug it in and bypass the button. Could do that. I mean, like jumper it, electrocute myself. Not much of an electrician. It's one thing I try to stay away from. I will say there is definitely something magic if you're not a guitar nerd. Um, uh, but there is something about a dead, like the last bit of juice left in a 9-volt battery in a fuzz pedal when it gets like farty is like the best sound ever. And I don't think it can be replicated or anything like that. Like I just think like that dead battery sound is awesome. Low voltage control wiring. There you go. Tim, it's a shame you live so far away. I'd probably be bugging the crap out of you. Yo, Tim, come melt my Normans. Yo, Tim, can you fix my fuzz face? Yo, Tim, teach me some bluegrass. Yo, Tim, I think me and Tim would get along. Tim, can I bring you a Mesa Boogie Lone Star? If you want to do some real troubleshooting. So that was my first nice amp I ever bought. It was the first run that they ever made, and it's got the most immaculate sounding clean channel ever. Channel 2, the dirty channel, is awful. But now, when it's anytime it gets a little distorted, like you add any kind of gain to it, it gets real farty. And I don't know if it's the speaker or if it's something in the wiring of the amp or what the problem is, but when you add gain to it, it farts out. Clean channel still sounds great though. Yeah, mesas are really, really obnoxious. I didn't know that before I bought it. I just heard it and played it, and it sounded awesome. I didn't realize what a pain in the ass they were. Um, I should have. I should have known better. I should have just got a. What I really want is like a Bassman, but have you heard that? Zach, have you heard that Millsaps guy on YouTube? I don't know if he posts anymore, but he had a channel on here, and he's got like this 1959 Tweed Bassman, and I don't know what all he's had done to it, but Millsap. Yeah, look up Millsap and like just like Tweed Bassman. And he's an older guy. Dude, his Bassman sounds incredible. If you like those Hendrix sounds, which is what he has like in a box. That's the same Bassman I used to have, 59. Man, what a I mean, like to me, after hearing that dude's amp, I was like, that's the sound. Um, the problem is it's so damn loud. Like to get that sound, it's got to be cranked. It's like any kind of, you know. Marshall or Plexi or any one of those. The Tweed basement is what the Dumble circuits were built on. How about that? How about that? That's what Alexander started with. I didn't realize he died not too long ago. I guess that's what I know it's kind of morbid, but like after he died, I was like, I wonder what he looked like. If anybody posted any pictures of him like later in life, because there wasn't a lot. The dude was pretty reclusive, and you didn't see much. Like he did that one video with that goober, um, but I didn't know he died, so I started going back and trying to look and see like if anybody had any dealings with him. Um, Found a little bit of stuff on him. He was a big guy. But I just enjoyed listening to people tell stories about his like going in his house, and you say you go in his house and like his living room's nothing but amps and goobers. There's plenty of goobers. I think it probably that's a derivative of the Goonies at the end, uh, where the cops are on the beach, and then the cops say, "Yep, some goobers again." I think that's where it came from, for me at least. The 80s. Alexander Dumble was sort of a recluse. Yes. Zach, I thought you were about to drop a labyrinth quote on me. Hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. All kinds of old sayings and words. Yeah, there's all kinds. Uh, he was a recluse. He was, it's sad that nobody really got to like dig deep into that dude's brain, um, and like what he was doing and have him kind of. Did he get away from doing the goop, Tim? Yeah, the you said it as, or you typed it as soon as I thought of it. Because I remember hearing back in the day he would goop his boards so you couldn't see. Uh, Come on back, Zach. Yeah, Robin Ford's probably, doesn't he probably have the most amps built by him? Bonamassa's got one I know that's like the one right after one he built for Robin. And I don't really like Robin Ford's playing at all. Um, I don't know what the deal is with him, but apparently he is some sort of guru of sorts. But I'm not a. I don't hear Robin Ford and get all chubbed up. Or John Mayer. I think John Mayer is an incredible guitar player, but John Mayer doesn't have a personality. Like all the dude's stuff is just like everybody else's stuff. You know what I mean? Like SRV's number one was number one because he made it his, and like David Gilmour had like the black Strat, and Jimi Hendrix had the white Woodstock Strat, and like all these very significant. Like John Mayer's, all his guitars are just like other people's signature guitars. Like have a personality, dude. Like do something that's your own. Bobby, go ahead. Get us back on track. I don't have to. I don't have to bash. Anyone ever fish a Bagley B1 broken back with a wood grub? I just got one in the mail. I want to try it, but if they suck, I would just resell it. I would. Are you talking about? Mine's not wood. Mine's plastic. The B1. Like that? The grub tail? That exact one. That bait would have been worth some money back in the day, Bobby. What kind of shape is yours in? I can't think of John Mayer's style. Yeah, he's just kind of like a hodgepodge. Dude's super talented and great technically, but he's just, I don't know. He's just a copycat. Woke up. Yeah, I don't know what Terry Battisti told me it's worth $100 when he saw the pic, but I think he's thinking COVID prices. Yeah, the Bagley market's really terrible. It's not. That bait would have commanded a lot of money back in the day. But like I said, it also helped way long ago, back when I first got into Bagley buying. Nobody knew what was out there. You had eBay, and you might have been like find some people on a forum that liked Bagleys, and you could talk to them about it. But what does Battisti know about Bagley prices? Answer me that, Bobby. Does he keep his finger on the pulse of the Bagley market? Is he a collector? Is he a collector of things of that nature? Your crawfish claw crankbait? Oh, the metal lip one? I bet he can't. I bet you can't, Bobby. I'm looking for it. I sent it to Burns. I hope I put it back up here. I don't see it though. Oh wow. Damn, I got some juice in here, dudes. There's your sexy big end. Silver Surfer. Terry's an expert authority on a lot of bass fishing history. But you can't know it all. He runs the bass fishing archives and must have a motor collection of old magazines. Since we're talking music and baits, you see that Leonard Skinner popper I'll put on Instagram? Oh, yeah. I didn't see you posted one, but I've seen them before. They're pretty cool. Burns built a badass version of that stupid bait. Yes, he did. And I'm trying to figure out what I did with the actual original. There's the original Bat Marine. That's the one. See if they're in here. There, that's really old ones. In here? No. In this box? Yes. One of them is. Here's the imposter. I don't know where the real one is. There's the imposter. That thing was awesome. I need to go fish that this winter. Still don't know what I did with the OG. It's around here somewhere. It's around here somewhere. Who's your favorite guitar tech of all time? Like roadie guitar tech? Renee for Stevie Ray. He's probably the most famous. Let's see. Let me make sure I got this guy's name correct before I blurt it out. I believe his last name is Sears. And the only reason I'm going to say him Dustin Sears is because I've met him, and he used to come down to the shop in Austin and hang out. But Dustin is the guitar tech for Eric Johnson and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. So he used to come down and, tell us stories about them. Like he was chilling at his house, and I think I don't remember I think it was Kenny Wayne told him that like he was going to drop off something, and he had bought Jimmy's Woodstock fuzz face or something, and like dropped it off at his house, and was like, "Here, go through this thing." And it was like $1 million fuzz face. And he said he plugged it up and put a battery in it, and $1 million fuzz face sitting in his friggin' apartment, and plugged it up, hit the button, dead as a hammer. Didn't do shit. He was like, now I got to open this thing up. While I'm thinking of it, anyone have any Bobby Tim is probably the guy you should ask that. Funny you say that. He's right here talking to us. What does he do now, Tim? What does Renee do these days? Is he retired, or is he still working the biz? I hate these damn Chad Shads. Don't generally talk about them though. No, try not to. But it's just us girls, Tim. I can speak privately. I'll chop this section out of the string, Tim, when that was brought up. Here's a good question for you, Tim. Since you don't want to talk about that bait, we won't talk about it. But I will ask you: do you think that that bait in 2024 still gives you a competitive advantage? Nee, 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 nee. What say you? What say you, bait geek? Not really. But they're fun to not talk about. You should have said yes. You should have kept the little spark alive that we all have. But instead, Tim blows out the candle. He could be reverse psychologizing us. So do you think somebody could take that bait to a different part of the country and maybe excel with it and then have a competitive edge there with it? So how about this, Tim? Why not the Cordell? Why not the Cordell? Why not the Fritz Cordell? Or was Fritz lying and he not throwing the Cordell? Let's get down and dirty. Bobby, or not Bobby, Tim, have you seen the Bassmaster at I guess it's the one at where is it? Kerr maybe? Where they go to Speedy's barbecue and they're all sitting around shooting the shit and they're asking them where the tournament's gonna be won, and the old guy says it's gonna be run probably around some bushes that we all know. You remember that? Who is that man that says some bushes we all know? Because my fishing partner Jody used to always say we caught him around some bushes that we all know. I don't know if it's Mike or not. This was on a I don't remember which year, mid '90s Bassmaster, when Bob Cobb used to go like out into the wild and do like interviews, and he went to the Speedy's barbecue, and they were like having coffee in there. It was a bunch of old timers, and he asked him how the tournament was going to be won. He said he's probably going to be won in 5 to 6 foot in some bushes that we all know. Every time I see AI, I think owl. I see owl, and then I have to tell myself that that's AI. All right, one more of these stupid ass. I mean, nice baits, and I'll be done. I can go home. So I was wondering, Tim, if you're in that group that knows the bushes, you probably know who that old timer is. I have to find the clip and send it to you. You probably know all of them. Al Bundy, Hooters, Hooters, yum yum yum. Hooters, Hooters on a girl that's dumb. That's my dad's favorite Al Bundy quote. Bobby, Tim, flat pot belly. Tim, you got to quit talking. Bobby's just pitched a pot belly in his damn trousers, bro. Bobby's got a pot belly between his legs now. I'm learning stuff from now. It looks like a repainter. Imagine AI robot that eavesdropped on you 2 years, working you in a bass training on your home pond. That's funny. All 3 inches are about to explode. I hate baits you can't sand, and this is one of them. It's got this damn scales on it. It's got like the rock salt or whatever it is, whatever he puts on these things. I guess it's rock salt, something to give it that texture. It looks like rock salt to give it that flash. It's pretty cool. It looks ugly, but it serves a purpose. So some sort of rocky looking stuff. Oh, I hate these. Chad Shad, yes. The textured ones. I hate them because you never can, like, I never feel like they're sanded enough because you can't sand them. Like, you can run your pad over the top of them, but it never feels like you're like getting them. So we're gonna go drop these in the cleaner and be done. Uh, you're not missing out, Tim. You're not missing out. Tim, you like these? Does this do anything for you? Bass Hunter? Is that from around you? Where's that dude from? He looks like Brian's bees learned from him. Their baits look similar. Uh-oh, Bobby's getting inquisitive over here. Put this in the mail. Damn, looks like I painted a few too many Halloween baits. What should I do with the extras? What should I do with my extra Jason Halloween baits? Repaint them or fish them? BBC had a Chad shed for sale with many other swim baits. His girlfriend is making him sell. Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. All right, bros. Good talking to everybody. Good catching up. I'll be back. I'll be back this week, maybe tomorrow. Try to get a camper stream together. Maybe this week's the week. See what JP's doing. I hadn't heard it from JP lately. He's been quiet. He cut you some bodies, Bobby? Like raw bodies? I don't see why he wouldn't. He's got that machine. Next drop this week for sure. This week for sure. Bobby. Damn it. Everybody clogging up JP now. Fuck. Shot myself in the foot. All right. Y'all be good. We'll catch y'all next time. JP in Texas. He might be in Texas hunting. You're right. You might have bad service and be hunting. Bob. Which Bob? Who's Bob? I feel like I should know Bob. If Bob got a bunch of baits made. Not you, another Bob. Bob Allen. Recently? I thought Bob Allen was gone. Or are these like old stock? You're right, Tim, I do. I need to see your dumble that you've created and gooed the circuit on. Last year. Gonna change your name to Bob. He passed away last year. And he had James turning his baits. Was he cutting? Did he does James have the jigs for the lip slots and the bellies and put all that in, or did Bob do that separate? Do you just have the bodies with no weights and no lip slots? VHT D50 head, and I run into a 15-inch Celestian fullback cam. Sounds like a wall of sound. All right, bros. Maybe I want to go home, see the kids, and play the guitar. That'd be fun. What's in the drop? The drop will be Roots. I believe a BDS 2-ish looking thing. No, I think it's a Killer B. It's a Root and a Killer B. It's just one 15-inch. It's badass. All right. Y'all be good. Yeah, the Bobby posted a picture of the last Killer B2 I did, and everybody on Woodbait was chubbed up over that one. That was interesting. Bobby posted a 3-pack, and the Killer B was in the middle. Everybody said, "Ooh, what's that? What's that? What's that?" 8 ohms, 150 watts of 15-inch goodness. Get Chris Johnson. Is he in Oklahoma fishing though? He might be out of town fishing that Bass Nation tournament, the championship, possibly. I think he might be. I think I saw that. Call Helen AJ. See what they're eating over there for dinner. Last time me and AJ and Hella hang out, Hella fed me a damn bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter and some other bullshit on it. Pretty good, actually. All right, bros. Kyle, it was weird. It might have had jelly on it. It had some weird stuff on it. Did you ever say what you sent? I sent him a root. I sent him a Dreamwalker, and maybe that was it. But the funny thing was, I sent him a message, and I finally called him, and I was like, "Did you get a package from me?" And he said, "Yeah, I got it yesterday." I said, "Chris, I mailed it like 2 weeks ago." And he said, well, maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it was the day before." And I was like, "But still," I was like, "I thought it got lost." I was like, it's kind of important to me. Like, I don't want those baits just like gone." And he, he said, he's like, "Yeah, they delivered it on the front porch." And he said, me and my wife don't ever go out there." And I said, "No." And he said, "And I mean, we don't ever go out there." I was like, "Obviously." And I said, "Because those baits have been sitting on your front porch for 2 weeks." He's like, "Yeah, I think," he said, "I think something, the wind blew a plant over on the front out there, and my wife had to go out there to check on it, and saw that box and brought it in to me yesterday." And I said, "All right, so you got them?" He said, "Yeah, it's mighty fine looking plugs." I was like, "Yeah, they're pretty." He said, that little shallow running crankbait," he said, I've had it by my bedstand, and I rub on it a little at night." I said, "That's good. Maybe you can get out there and use it one of these days." I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." So I don't know if he's gotten a chance to throw them. I hope he has, but we'll see. They're probably still sitting by his bedside table getting rubbed on. It's funny, Scott, people saying, "Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that?" About to crank the half stack. There you go. Dude, how badass would that be? I caught him on this little plug that feller named TK sent me. A fellow named Marty from Arkansas built it. Pretty good plug. That would be like bucket list thing for somebody to win a national tournament on a Burns crank plug. That would be badass. That would be badass. Hell is there, and he's got them. Chris is there, he's got them. Who else? don't know anybody else fishing. That's probably it. But you got to think, Chris still runs the tackle box in his boat, so he might not even have those in his boat anymore. Like he might not have made the boat box. No problem asking for shit. You ain't wrong. Uh, Tim, I do. I'll find it. Um, I'll find it and send it to you in a few minutes once I get off of here. I'll look it up real quick once I get off. It'll be easy to find. Some bushes we all know. But all right. Bob Cobb was the interviewer, yeah. And he was in there and I was talking to the waitress and these old guys hanging out. If y'all see me getting fatter over the course of some streams, it's because I have 6,000 pieces of Halloween candy in the kitchen now. But all right, I'm going for real this time. Y'all be good. Have a good rest of your weekend. Take it easy. Adios.